Time now for the CBS3 Pet Project with animal advocate Carol Erickson, the PSPCA, and Marvin this morning. But I can't believe Marvin is joining us because we're talking about cats today, Carol.
I know we are. And, you know, he would be just fine if I also had a cat on my lap, because he's very cat friendly. He's just absolutely perfect. Adopted him, Pennsylvania SPCA, and get some great dogs there. But we're talking cats this morning. And Jan, I'm going to defer to you because you've also got some great video and you've got a lot of great information on cats.
I'm the resident cat expert around here. Everyone knows I'm trying to turn around that cat lady persona to something positive here. But you do have to work with cats a little bit more, Carol. You kind of have to earn their love and affection.
You know, they're not dogs. That's so obvious. But really, sometimes you kind of forget that you would like your cat perhaps to be very bondy like you have with a dog. But some people would rather, you know, like, it's fine. You can be independent. And that's really what cats are known for, because, you know, they've only been around people about 5,000 years. Sounds like a long time, but in the history of the world, that's practically nothing. So they are still very much those solitary, self-sufficient hunters. But that doesn't mean that they necessarily want to stay that way. They can also want to interact with you. And I know Riley interacts with you. And more importantly, you are interacting with Riley to draw him out. That's right.
We always love playtime. We have a 15-minute play session pretty much every day, at least, maybe 2 or 3. And he loves that hunting prey play. And you can see that in this first video right here, Carol. We dangle a little wand toy with a mouse on the end. He really goes after that.
And, you know, and that's very good for people who are going to go visit somebody's cat, because it keeps the cat sort of at a distance, which works for the cat, but it shows that you're friendly and you're going to play with them, and you can slide that around behind a couch and that sort of thing. And they really, really enjoy that. We've got some other cats and people playing together video and a couple of other key things. Just remember that you need a much slower introduction. If you're going to be adopting a cat, or maybe your own cat is sort of standoffish with you, or you're visiting a cat, a slower introduction. They need to just kind of warm up to you first. In fact, what you need to do in many cases when you're going to visit a cat or just thinking about adopting one, pretend like you don't even like cats. Just be quiet. Just sit around. Let them come to you. Kind of ignore them. Let them feel you out. And also, you know, if you have a lot of animals around and you walk into a place where there's a cat, they can smell that you walked past a dog a day before, and they may be a little standoffish over that. There are many calming techniques you can use, such as one of those pheromone sprays that we talked about before, like a feel away or a comfort zone or something. Spray that on your shoes or wherever, and the cat will start to calm down and not feel quite so territorial. Also, when you're visiting a cat, don't block their exits. You know, they're looking around. They know their territory, and they want to make sure they can get out of where they are. And, you know, just be very, very quiet around them. Let them come to you. Play with them in an interactive way, but when they've had enough, they'll swish their tail, and it's like, stop, time to stop. Do you agree, Jan?
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes they just like to play by themselves. Riley has this little floppy fish kind of toy, and he just goes after it by himself. He entertains himself. We call it solo play, and we love that too.
Yep, absolutely. We've got some great cats up for adoption. Pennsylvania SPCA. Check these cats out. You'll love them. Mayonnaise, 6-month-old gray tabby, rescued along with 38 other cats on a property in Lancaster County. She's super friendly and curious and just would love to be a pet. And Ozzy, a 2-year-old, the friendliest cat ever. He's just gorgeous. He loves to purr. He is just would lounge around with you in a heartbeat. And Nala, this dog, wonderful. Her owner passed away. The family put the dog with another family member who ended up in the hospital and wasn't coming back. They did their best to try to keep this dog with them, but they couldn't. Turn to the Pennsylvania SPCA. We, of course, stepped up. Nala is wonderful, very social. She doesn't like being in her kennel at the shelter. Who can blame her? Every animal wants to be in a house as a pet. Nala, check Nala out. I think you'll find a dog that's just absolutely fabulous, along with our other cats and the great cat info that Jan gave you this morning.
Yeah, thanks for talking about cats, Carol. I appreciate it. And one other tip before we leave, Carol, is when you do approach a cat, once you've gained the trust a little bit, use the Michelangelo hand. It's kind of like this limp hand with the finger out. They'll come and sniff it. It's not aggressive to them, so that's the way to get them to come to you a little bit more.
Because they think your fingertip is maybe another cat's nose, so they'll come up to that.
Fascinating stuff. Thanks as always, Carol.